Hello guys, so today we will be talking about Shazam! Fury of the Gods. The movie is out now, if you didn't know, and Shazam! Fury of the Gods looks to be a massive box office failure. So Shazam! Fury of the Gods is releasing, they didn't want to compete with Avatar, okay, even though they could have released it in November, okay, against Strange World, because Strange World was a flop. It was going to flop either way. In the end, they could have made a dent in Black Panther's box office. But nope, they were too much of a pussies to release it then. And they didn't release it in January and there was nothing out. So they released it in March. Okay. And that was like the worst decision possibly they could make for this movie. Okay. They have to compete with Scream 6. Okay. Creed 3. Okay. 65 and Champions, but those two movies don't really matter. And they also have to compete with John Wick 4 and Mario movie coming later. Okay. This movie is the dead center. And kind of like how summer boxers usually have like 2 or 3 major flops, this month is basically a summer box office. Mini summer box office. Because you have all these major anticipated movies coming out. Okay. And some are going to do better than the others. Scream overperformed. And Creed overperformed. Okay. But yeah, we have this one. This movie's doing worse than Shazam. Shazam had 5.9 million in previews. Shazam made around 53 million domestic. Shazam is expected to do worse. It's tracking as 35 to 40 million. So that means, unlike Scream and Creed, this movie is doing exactly what the tracking said it would do. It would bomb. This movie needs to make around $275 million to break even as well. And also, apparently, this movie is way woker than the first Shazam movie. I also think that they set out this movie to die simply because it will be easy to reboot the DCEU if Shazam doesn't flop. If Shazam flops. Same thing with Black Adam. Okay, if Shazam flops, they know that that their goal is to reboot the DCEU, which is what the plan is with Flash. That's what all the leaked thoughts say about the Flash, and all these characters like Shazam and Aquaman. Shazam and Aquaman will basically be not canon anyways. So basically, they're saying there's no point in watching these movies, essentially. Okay, as well. And also, you can only delay movies so many times. Okay, sometimes delayed movies can be good if they have problems with a movie. Yeah, they should delay a movie. But they basically delayed the movie because they didn't want to compete with Avatar. That's the reason they're given. Okay? And they're paying the price for delaying the movie. Okay? Because Creed was also delayed from its November spot, but now it came out and did pretty well. Creed was delayed multiple times because of the pandemic, but finally came out. But they didn't release any trailers until months before the movie came out. Okay, Shazam, they showed a trailer a year before this movie came out. Okay. Same with the Mario movie. They delayed the movie and they didn't show anything about the movie until like November, I think. It was like until November, October. And Mario movie, they did push the movie, they did change the release date to April 5th so it could take more advantage of the Easter weekend. But still releasing around that time. Okay, Mario is still expected to do a lot of money. Okay, but this movie is expected to not do as well. Okay, and we have the Rotten Tomatoes score up, and the critics don't like it. And I'll be like, really, why does it matter if the critics doesn't like it? Okay, it has a 55% on Rotten Tomatoes and 84% on audience score. Of course, you can't really trust the Rotten Tomatoes score because the Rotten Tomatoes audience score is manipulated very easily. Okay. You have to have a it's full, the Rotten Tomatoes audience score for like every movie is just full of bots. Okay, it's full of bots, full of, bot paid for by the studios as well. The IMDb score is currently a 6.9 out of 10 with only 3,700 reviews. This score, I think, is more believable than of course, the scores put out by Rotten Tomatoes. This movie also looks pretty mediocre. It doesn't look as good as the original as well, despite having a higher budget, which means With being Shazam, Fury of the Gods is another example of the more is better is often worse. But of course, I have not seen this movie, but many movies have tried this and have failed. The most infamous being Zars 2. Zars 2 tried to be more Zars, but better. But it was more Zars, but worse. Okay? And Shazam Fury of the God has all of the Shazam guys in this movie. And it does seem that this movie will basically be the worst movie. And I wonder if those plot leaks were true about, Shazam dying and Wonder Woman reviving him, which is really stupid if that is true. And I always said that idea was stupid from the beginning. Okay, why revive him if you're rebooting the DCEU? Okay, makes no sense whatsoever. Okay, but this movie isn't really doing too well. Well, considering that Creed did pretty well, these Warner Bros. Had to take the L for once. So let's wrap up this video here. Goodbye.